I wanted to talk about this MGTOW thing because I wanted to talk about it because I saw Armoured Skeptic and I really love him, and this guy is talking about all of this stuff, and I'm reading the comment, and it's sad for what happened to this guy, and I can relate to that on lots of levels. I think so many people can. Emotional abuse damages you, and I think this is something that feminism is really trying to get to the point of, that the damaging effects of men of society, in that men tend to automatically kind of feel as though women are going to be these emotional crutches for them in their life, and then when the women in their life don't fit those roles, they end up feeling very betrayed, I suppose. That could be something. But yeah, it's kind of very one of these issues, and it's so sad because we, as a society, we do fall into this trap of believing this lie that women are generally going to be nice people, and that's not true. And that's part of what we're talking about, feminism, right? I think we need to remove those kinds of really harmful mental conditionings of like people believing that women are going to be saintly and angelic, and they're going to be good people, and they're not going to be murderers, paedophiles, rapists themselves, because that's not the image of women that men want. And a mother, and I think for women as well, their father, they're the templates, right, of men and women. And Armoured Skeptic said, you know, grow up and realise, no, not every woman is your mother, not every guy is your dad, right? So you really just have this base level of emotional instability of growing up in a household where maybe things didn't go so well, and I can relate to that. What's really sad though is that stuff happens all around the world all the time. Men are abused by women, women are abused by men, and the cycle of hatred continues. And what this guy is doing, I think what everybody's really doing, is like MGTOWs and Armoured Skeptic and Shoe on Head and all of Janet Bloomfield and Milo and all of the champions of the internet at the moment are really making positive impact in trying to disarm what people in the comment sections really kind of highlight. Here, this guy is a survivor, regardless of whatever. It's not his fault. He's a victim. I don't like to use the word victim personally. A survivor of abuse, which ended up kind of making him who he is, and people hating him for who he is now based on all of the stuff that happened to him as a kid. And like, it's relentlessly unforgiving abuse. Oh, this guy's just a loser, shithead, MGTOW, can't get a woman, what a fucking, you know, oh, he's just a mental retard. Oh, you know, it's so debatable. This is a guy who's really easy to fix, actually. You give him a pat on the back and you go, hey, look, not all women are like that, yeah? Like, here's a hug, right? And, yeah, let go of that toxic masculinity that, like, makes you want to, like, treat women like that, unless, like, it's, like, you know, that's what they're into, right? And I think a lot of MGTOWs actually end up, like, in this situation where they find women who want to be treated like that, and they want to treat, and you know, you get this really, I think that's kind of life, and it's working through those issues together, right? So like all of a sudden this MGTOW, who is like been hating women his whole life, all of a sudden he's found a woman who loves him. All of a sudden he doesn't hate women anymore. Shock horror. And all the time everybody piles on more and more abuse on him. It strengthens the position of hatred from his side. Do you see what I mean? That's not a great method of society for healing someone. You don't go, you know, emergency room at the bloody hospital is the word I was looking for. Emergency room, hospital, because I'm thinking, what doctor would have a victim roll into the ER, stabbing victim, we've got a stabbing victim, he's been stabbed in the chest and the abdomen several times, we need help. And the doctor says, oh, great, well what we're going to do is we're going to just stab him some more. That should help, because you know he needs to toughen up. Well, no. No, that's not going to help, is it? Like, stabbing him more after he's been stabbed isn't going to help him get better. It's going to make him worse, isn't it? Especially if he's been wounded or hurt, whatever. You may, every time you dismiss that pain, all you do is you condense that pain into more hatred. See, yeah, infected wound, and oh my god, you know, who wants to lose a limb or an arm? Nobody wants to. But you know, sometimes broaching the infection is, this is disgusting shit, and it's digging away the gangrene, digging, and until you have to cut the arm off, and there's nothing else you can do. And it's to save the person. And then you look back, I know, and that you look back and you think to yourself, well, the initial cut wasn't bad, was it? It didn't seem like it was a bad wound. It seemed like, you know, all he did was get flipped off by a girl, but it infected an older wound, and the infection spread and the hatred spread, and then the next person who compiled onto the, you know, conditioning of that increases the level of mental stress of that person. It's so hard. If you were the doctor who missed that, you'd blame yourself for having treatable disease, end up with someone losing an arm because you didn't catch the gangrene in time. Rather than, this guy's got gangrene, let's just ignore it. Let's just ignore it and hope it goes away. Oh, better than that, let's make it worse. And every time we make it worse, and every time we keep making it worse, what we're going to do is strengthen the position of this hatred. And it's soul destroying, and it ruins people's lives, because at some point you realize that no, not everybody out there is out to help you, and there are people out there who are evil. These are not the people, these are not the majority of people. I believe that. And I believe that, yeah, when someone is hurt, if someone has a car accident, or if there's something hurt, right, people rush to help the person. They don't just let them lie there in pain. And it means so much to actually have somebody care enough to actually go, shit. And it is a dirty job, because if you are the person who is strong enough to actually tackle that hatred, what you've got to deal with is you've got to be the one, you're the one that's got to chop the arm off. So you're the one that's got to be responsible for the even more miserable life now. But to save the person. And this guy, this MGTOW guy that Armoured Skeptic was talking about, he just seems like your average guy, and he's got too much hate in his heart, and it's gangrenous, and it should never have gotten to that point. It's just as simple as that. And I don't believe that society, and I think people like Shu and Armoured Skeptic and other people like that who poke and prod at people who are like, you know, soft-hearted to try and harden them up, you know, like, don't be so offended by little things, are not the kind of people who see an open wound and go, I'm going to pick at that, I'm going to make it worse and worse and worse until it gets worse, because, and they're not. And what most of feminists are actually arguing, they're arguing against the people who are making it worse. Now, I feel like the thing about it is yeah, kind of, some of the things that these kind of, I don't know, I feel like I want to give them a name, right? Like a group, because you've got like Undoomed and Sargon, Cad and Shu and Armoured Skeptic, you've got this whole clique, right? The YouTube clique, right? And they need to be given some kind of name, like, you know, like Lord of the Rings or whatever. But they help. Because it does, for the people who have softer hearts, they harden up and, oh, you know what, yeah, you can have banter, and banter is so good. But you know what, if your banter is against someone who's, you know, crippled or something like that, then what you're doing is to say, you know, if I took you out of the situation, you know, walk up to a disabled person and just start slapping them around the face and skipping around going, you can't skip, you can't, you know, you can't walk, no, you can't walk, oh, you fucking, you know what I mean? It's so, that's disgusting behaviour. But as far as the internet goes, that's kind of like what we expect. The expected disgusting behaviour. And that was the sad thing about reading the comments, it's just disgusting behaviour. And I just wanted to talk about that actually, because I watched the vid and I really felt like a lot of the comments they were saying stuff like, oh, you got mummy issues, oh, you can't get a girl, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. Yeah, you know, it's not easy for everybody. Some people have really, really deep rooted problems, and you can't cure them with you know, traditional, you know, a band-aid isn't gonna fix like you know, gunshot wounds and stuff like that. And if you go around just continuously, you know, especially if you keep doing it knowing what you're doing, that's when, you know, well, okay, yeah, you are a sociopath, and, or yeah, you are a psychopath, and as intelligent as that makes you, it also makes you incapable of compassion and empathy. And you can't teach compassion and well, you can try to reason with someone, and if they are not willing to reason with you, then all you really can do is just walk away. And you can't make someone compassionate for you. You know, you can't make other people feel sorry for you. And that is the thing. That is, I think, the key to what the alt-right are going for with the entire thing of, I'm not going to feel sorry for you, I don't know you. You're on the internet. You tell me something bad has happened to you, but you're not part of my family or my friends, and I don't genuinely care. And yeah, if the same thing had happened to their daughter, brother, mother, father, sister, cousin, wherever, they'd be enraged. They'd be like, how dare you do that to my special somebody? I don't care about other people though, but my special somebody, isn't it? No. And 15 minutes is a bit long. That's all I really wanted to say. I feel sorry for the guy. Doesn't excuse his behaviour, to be honest. But he's not a rapist. He's not a murderer. He's not a paedophile. He's just a really sleazy bar fly that goes around picking up girls. And I think from someone as emotionally crippled as me, and like someone who has zero relationship and social skills, like I think I kind of envy him on that level of like being, I'm at Skeptics, like, yeah, you just go to the bar and pick up girls, it's simple, boom. Like, I genuinely envy that ability to be able to do that, because I don't have that, and I never have. I never will. It's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna ever get to the point where I'm not gonna be not. You know what I mean? It's like you got to be confident though, and I just, I'm like PlayStation 3, so outdated, and I've got no games. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. That is what I wanted to say, and yeah, I really love Armoured Skeptic and everybody, and